Welcome back to the channel. If you want to get more traffic to your Etsy store, here are the steps I want you to follow right now. Step number 1, you want to dress up your storefront. See, the thing is that a lot of folks believe that an Etsy store doesn't have to be visually appealing. Wrong. Your store must be visually appealing to attract folks. Okay, it's very important. It's no secret that people are attracted to stunning visuals. Okay, as such, you want to make your Etsy page as attractive as possible in accordance with the type of product that you are selling. Very important. There has to be a correlation between the type of product you're selling, your niche desires, and how the whole thing actually packages up. Very important. So your Etsy page is essentially your virtual storefront. Think of it that way. Would you want your physical store, your brick and mortar store, to be just like anything else? No. You want to visually appeal folks. Very important. So make sure it makes people come in and look around. One of the best ways that we have found in our research that you can do this is to use high quality pictures. Boss, use high quality pictures. Now, if you don't have to break the bank to do that. You don't have to hire a professional photographer for that. You can take pictures yourself with your phone. And nowadays, you have a lot of great cameras that come with phones. But even better, you can actually pay someone on Fiverr, on TopTal, on Freelancer, or on Upwork to retouch your picture. Okay, the bottom line is you want to have a high quality picture. Very important. Okay, additionally, you want to use colors that are consistent with your branding and fonts that are very easy to read. See, the thing is that if your logo has like cream in it, or blue or yellow, whatever, make sure those colors are reflected in the pictures that you are actually showing in your Etsy storefront. Very important. You want to create your shop icons, banners using these colors and fonts for an aesthetically pleasing shopping experience. You want customers to be happy. You want shoppers to be happy. That's what you want. And happiness and happy customers translate into higher profits. Remember that. Happy customers translate into higher profit. Okay. And an example of this, when I'm talking about creating your own shop icon, banners using these colors and fonts, the importance is, let me give you an example. You basically, let's say you are selling cosmetics or you are selling electronics. You want to make sure that your storefront actually displays something that is appealing and that relates to the cosmetics or the electronics that you are selling. Very important. Boss, step number 2, I want you to move away from the competition. I promise I'm going to give you the top 10 latest hacks that grow Etsy sales like crazy. You want to move away from the competition. What does that mean? What I'm saying here is that you want to differentiate yourself. See, the whole thing is there are millions of shops on Etsy and billions of websites on the internet. How are you differentiating yourself? Talk to me, boss. Talk to me. You are sitting there thinking, well, why is my Etsy store not getting traffic? Well, because you're not differentiating yourself from your rivals. That's what it is, at least part of it, right? So right now, I want you to write down the things you have to think about your strategies to make sure that you are different. You can be different based on the look and feel of your store, based on the product that you are selling. They can also, you can differentiate yourself in terms of the description of your products. Okay, very important, your content. Okay, is your content captivating? I'll speak about the content later on, but it's important to make sure that you use the right tools, the right SEO tools, anything that is possible to make sure that your store is different. Yeah, you can probably put like something crazy, like something very uncanny. It's all about drawing attention, boss. But draw attention in a good way, though. I'm not asking you to create buzz and create some kind of some kind of crazy controversial thing. No. We're trying to play by the rules here. We're not trying to violate any Etsy rules, but we want to draw attention to our store the right way. So bottom line is what? You got to steady your rivals. I want you to take a look right now at your competitors, your closest competitors, and see what they're doing. What kind of game are they playing? Can you play better? And it's not about competition in terms of, oh, I'm going to do better than they are doing. No, it's about how can I be unique? How can I be true to myself? What is my brand identity? What is me? What is my store? What am I about as an Etsy store seller? Start from there. Start from your essence and create something beautiful that represents you, that you are comfortable with, that you are proud of. And if you do this, shoppers will come. Okay, shoppers will come. The whole thing is that if you have a platform such as Etsy or Amazon or eBay, competition is so big, so huge, that if you do not differentiate yourself, you will just be one of many or one of millions. And nobody will actually pay attention to you. And you know what? Profits will go down. The third hack I want to show you that it works like crazy is you need to start a blog. Yeah, if you want to drive more traffic to your Etsy store, you want to actually start a blog. And the blog here, what's going to happen is it's going to serve as a lead magnet. It's going to serve as a traffic drawer, as a traffic catcher. Okay, a blog can draw readers and potential customers into your Etsy store. Remember that. So if someone is interested in reading about crafts, it is likely they are also interested in buying crafts too. So if you sell crafts on your Etsy store, your readers will become your Etsy customers. Think about that. So if you are feeling, let's say you're just sitting there, I'm not really inspired, blah, 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 blah. If you are feeling a bit nervous about setting up a blog because you're not tech savvy, don't worry. It's not really difficult to set up a blog at all. Okay, actually there are platforms out there that they actually create for you a blog that is already ready. All you need is the content. Okay, we're not naming names here because we're not advertising whatever, but you have a lot of website builders out there that have that service for you. Okay, not a problem. And one thing you want to do here is what's really important in the blog is the content. That means you're gonna have to write the articles yourself, or you're gonna have to outsource that part too. I mean, there are a lot of professionals on the internet that actually are good writers. Okay, you have platforms such as Upwork, TopTal, you have Fiverr, you have freelancer.com, where you have great writers who can actually they can pen compelling content for you if you are able to give them clear instructions about your keywords, instructions about the kind of tone and style you want to attribute to your store. Okay, and everything has to correlate to your brand. See, there has to be a strong correlation between your brand, okay, and your brand, your audience, and the style and tone of the content on your website. And if you do it right, if you do it well, this is just fantastic, because a blog can be a wonderful marketing opportunity, marketing tool that's going to drive traffic back to your Etsy store, guaranteed. And if you do this over and over and over, this is just going to work fantastically. When we talk about having blog though, please don't create a blog and just post one article and the next thing you know, you wait for 1 year to post the next article. No. You need to have a strategy. When you have a blog, you need to have a strategy where you are posting frequently. It's all about recurrence. It's all about making sure you have recurring content so that you can solidify your audience. Very, very critical, boss. I want you to be on social media. Do me a favor. Are you on social media? You got to be on social media. If you want to drive traffic back to your Etsy store, nowadays you cannot ignore social media. Using social media to market your Etsy shop is at always a time or close to it. Okay, I mean, social media started like about 15 years ago, 17 years ago. But my point is what? Social media is a tried and true, is a proven tactic, is a proven platform, is a proven strategy to draw traffic to your Etsy store, your eBay store, to your Amazon store, or what have you. Okay, so you can actually promote, for instance, you can promote your listings, your Etsy listings on Facebook groups. Okay, you can actually use Instagram to actually you can use Instagram Reels to actually mention your Etsy store. It's all about where your audience is at. See, the thing is, if your audience is on TikTok, you got to be on TikTok. If your audience is on Facebook, you want to be there. If your audience is on Pinterest, that's where you want to be. If your audience is on Instagram, that's where you want to be. So please make sure that your social media strategy is aligned with where your audience is at. Okay, very important. You want to be in the right piece of real estate. You want to be in the right piece of online geography. Very important. Number 5, you want to refresh your Etsy listings, and you want to do this periodically. Okay, now this is another important strategy to implement when you are trying to increase traffic on Etsy. So if you feel that traffic has reduced on your Etsy shop or that some of your older listings are not showing up on search results, then refresh the listing by updating the keywords that are used in the tags and descriptions, okay? And while it is advisable not to do this too frequently because you have to pay a few dollars for each refresh, it is recommended that you refresh your listings every 3 to 4 months to ensure that your listings stay fresh in the Etsy search algorithm. Very important, okay? So you want to try that, and you want to make sure that you are you're constantly doing it. One thing that's very important here is that you have to understand there's a lot of competition on Etsy. You're not the only seller. Even in your own niche, you're not the only seller. So if you don't refresh your listings, chances are people might think, this is outdated anyway. And this is a spot you definitely don't want to be. You want to be in the spot where everything is fresh in your store, in your Etsy store, and folks come to your store because they need what you have. 6, boss. Hack number 6. You got to know your audience. You have to know your audience. I really don't care if you have the best products, if you have something compelling, but you don't know, you have no idea who your shoppers, your potential buyers are. You are not going to win because you are going to develop the wrong strategy when it comes to advertising, when it comes to SEO, when it comes to description. Let me give you an example. Earlier I was just talking to you about the tone and style of the content on your blog. But if you have no idea who your audience is, how are you going to write for that audience? See, if your audience is 18 to 25 years old, you don't write the same way that you would write if your audience is made up of folks in their 30s or 40s or 50s or 60s for that matter, right? So you need to know your audience. You need to know, I want you to answer 3 quintessential questions for me right now. Because, the whole thing is we're trying to find out our target audience, okay? If you don't know your target audience, I want you to answer 3 quintessential questions for me right now. Who is your target market? Which product features are they looking for? Which keywords do they use in relation to those products? If you can, and listen, I'm going to repeat those 3 questions because they were really, really pivotal here. Who is your target market? Which products or product features are they looking for? And which keywords do they use in relation to those products? See, the whole thing here is you need to have a clear idea who your target market is, okay? You need to have a clear idea in terms of demographics, their professions, their age, and so on and so forth. Which products or product features are they looking for? There are many keywords you could use to describe one of your products, okay? You can use keywords that communicate their purpose, example, educational, materials, for example, wood, production technique, for example, hand carved, the size or shape, square, for example, the user, it can be a toddler, the color, natural wood color, who is made by, you can put the brand name, the quantity, for example, 30 or 35 or 40 pieces, the benefits, for example, non-toxic, etc. So it's very important to have a clear description of what your products are for. And which keywords does your audience do your audience members use in relation to those products? So it's very important to understand what keywords they're using. For example, eco-friendly, chemical-free, environmental friendly, natural, organic, etc. all help to strengthen the message of non-toxic. Okay, so I want you to put yourself in your audience's shoes and know exactly what they will type when they're searching the products they are looking for. Hack number 7, boys. I want you to apply right now keywords to your Etsy shop. So we want to go back to the origins here. Etsy is a platform, is an online platform. So anytime you hear the word online platform, you know there is an algorithm that actually that regulates everything. The same is true for Amazon. Same is true for eBay's Cassini. The algorithm. So the whole thing here is that once you know which keywords your target market uses in relation to your products and business, begin implementing them in your online content. Okay. So this includes the product name and titles. Very important. The product descriptions, the product options, the image alt text. In other words, that's the text that you will put. If somebody cannot see the image, they will see the text. Shopping categories and sections, shop description, shop updates, about us, FAQs, blog articles, social media descriptions and posts, newsletter, subject lines, and content. Okay, so this is really important. So nobody really knows for sure how Google or Etsy's algorithm works, but it's known that it typically takes Google weeks and sometimes months to start ranking websites in the top spots when its keywords match a search. Okay, so things don't happen overnight. And you can be sure that the same can be true for Etsy. In other words, they're not going to rank you right away because you just happen to have the right keyword or the right keyword. This will take time. So the thing here is that if you want to accelerate the whole process, you want to speed things up, make sure that you think like your customers. Okay, you want to use the words that they use. You want to use the kind of phrases that they use. Okay, and also think about tagging your product using the Etsy tag functions. Okay, so if you're able to do that, if you use the correct keywords and Etsy tags, you are boosting your chances of actually qualifying for Etsy ranking. Okay, in the end, over time, what you want to do here is you want to become a master at keyword research. This is what it is, because you're trying to make sure that you use the right keywords for your store and that those keywords match exactly what your shoppers are looking for, what your potential shoppers are looking for. And this is where the juice is at. This is where the nice spot is at. You are trying to make sure there is a strong correlation between your brand, your description, your product title, and most importantly, the keywords that your potential shoppers are looking for when they search for items on the platform. This is just fantastic. If you're able to solve that equation, if you're able to do all those four things together in a very consistent and coherent way, you are going to rank on Etsy and you are going to get more traffic on your store, guaranteed. Now, speaking about SEO, you want to beef up your SEO. Okay, that's really an important criterion here when we speak about drawing traffic to your Etsy store. Now, we all know that Google is the ultimate search engine. It is the first place we go to when we want to know more about something. So the aim when implementing SEO strategies in this case is to appear on the first page of Google's search results. So earlier I was just talking to you about your strategy on the Etsy platform itself. Now we are going bigger. We are going way beyond Etsy and we are trying to actually appeal to Google's almighty algorithm. Okay, you have to understand, Google will look at the relevant keywords. Google will look at the description, the tags that you have to make sure that I'm talking about the tags and the description in your Etsy store to make sure that you actually match what the user is looking for. Okay, so this is really important. So you want to study two things at the same time. You got to study SEO in general, Google SEO, but also learning Etsy SEO. Okay, so those two things you got to do them in tandem. You can't be like, I'm only doing Google SEO now. I'll probably do Etsy SEO later on. No. You do those two together. Even though the strategy might be different, you still need to do. There's a strong correlation. There's a strong synergy that you need to do here to make sure that you not only rank on Google, but you also rank on Etsy. And hack number 9, you want to try Etsy ads. Okay, now did you know that there are Etsy ads that you can purchase? These are essentially promoted listings that allow you to reach a wider audience. Think about it. Promoted listings that allow you to reach a wider audience. And Etsy ads are purchased through an auction system. This is kind of similar to Amazon, Facebook, YouTube, Google, and so on and so forth. They all do the same thing. LinkedIn all do the same thing. So essentially you have to compete with other product listings for a space on Etsy's advertisement that show up on the search results page. Okay, so if you decide to use this strategy to increase traffic to your Etsy store, the general advice is not to spend too much. Okay, and this is because you'll need to pay for every time someone clicks on your ad, whether they make a purchase or not. So as such, it's really best to only spend what you can truly afford based on your available budget and circumstances. And so the big question is, are those ads worth it? Yes, they really are. Okay, and the whole thing here is that it depends on your niche. Some people say they're not worth it. Some people say they are worth it. It depends on your need, on your niche. Okay, and the whole thing is that you have to do Etsy ads, but make sure that you complement those ads with ads also on social media, on other social media. You can do Instagram, you can do Facebook, you can do a Pinterest, you can start a YouTube channel. You can do a lot of stuff to make sure that everything in the end draws shoppers back to your Etsy store. last hack, last but not the least, you want to have a solid strategy when it comes to email marketing. See, the thing is, when we talk about email marketing, a lot of folks are just like, how does that translate into more revenue for my Etsy store? Well, big time, big time. First of all, you have a lead magnet. You can use a lead magnet to collect emails. I was talking to you earlier about having a blog. If you have a blog, then you want to collect emails of your readers, not only in terms of converting them at some point into customers, but also keeping them informed in terms of what's going on in your store. Okay, and the good thing is, if you have an email list, you can not only sell your existing products, but you can talk about upcoming announcements. You can have you can notify your readers about things happening to your store. You can talk about occasional discounts, seasonal discounts and whatnot. If you have promos, you have promotional offers. See, an email list is really a treasure trove of stuff that you can access to do a lot of things. Okay, when we talk about email marketing, what is it exactly? Well, email marketing is a powerful marketing tool that involves sending emails to customers, actual customers and potential customers, with these purposes: building customer relationships, building brand awareness, promoting products and services, turning shoppers into customers, increasing long-term profits. So you can see there is a constellation of purposes here, okay? And the thing here is that email marketing has a lot of benefits. Targeted communication to your customers, high return to investment, you actually own your email list, okay? And the thing is, people are always asking, are you allowed to email Etsy customers? Although you're not allowed to add customers' emails directly to your email list, because doing this will violate Etsy rules and can risk your shop being closed down, you can encourage them to sign up in two ways: direct messages on Etsy and automatic receipt message in their order receipts, okay? And you can create a lead magnet. That's what you want, a lead magnet, okay? And this is really valuable so that customers can, when we talk about lead magnet, it can be a landing page, it can be something that is catchy. You got to propose something, you got to offer something, okay? It has to be valuable, it has to be relevant, it has to be improving the person's life, it has to be easy to consume and can be received quickly. If you do this, you should be able to sign up a lot of folks to your email marketing list. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. Just to recap what we spoke about today. So I spoke to you about Etsy, how to get more traffic. So number 1, dress up your storefront. Number 2, you want to move away from the competition. 3, start a blog. Number 4, you want to be on social media. Number 5, you want to refresh your Etsy listings. Number 6, you want to know your audience. 7, you want to apply keywords to your Etsy shop. Number 8, beef up your SEO. Number 9, try Etsy ads. Number 10, do email marketing. Thank you so much for your attention again. God bless you. I'll see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.